This is cause number 2020 CR 7783, the state of Texas versus Cooper Ray Williams. Attorneys, please make your announcements for the record.
Jay Moritz, Your Honor, for Mr. Cooper Williams.
Travis Rodriguez for the state of Texas.
Mr. Williams is appearing in the courtroom. Mr. Williams, go ahead and tell me your full name.
Cooper Ray Williams.
Did you get that, David? Yes? All right. We're here for the results of the pre-sentence investigation report as well as the TAP evaluation. Is there any objections, Mr. Moritz, to the pre-sentence investigation report?
No, Judge, just some additions that were not in there.
Okay, this is an opposed. 5 opposed. Does either side have any witnesses opposing the application?
Not for the state, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Moritz, do you have any witnesses you want to call?
Only one, Your Honor. I think she's in the courtroom just to verify the cancer that she has. His wife is here.
She's in the courtroom. Yes, she's in the courtroom.
I just wanted to make sure.
Cooper Ray Williams.
No, not you. Okay, Christina, I need you to come have a seat over here next to Cooper. You can remove your mask while you're testifying so that my court reporter can hear you. And I need you to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Mr. Moritz.
Ms. Williams, Cooper had told me, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Cooper had told me that you are undergoing brain cancer treatment right now.
Yes, I am.
Can you tell the judge what is going on with that?
I have stage 4 brain cancer. It's called glioblastoma. It's a fast growing brain cancer. I was diagnosed last year. I did my treatments. I went into remission and my cancer came back, and I have to start chemotherapy, radiation, and I might have to do surgery. And I would like to see if this might be my last time. My last time to see my husband.
It's okay, calm down. That's why we're here, so that we can figure all of this out. Mr. Moritz?
Yes, Ms. Williams, currently y'all are living together, you and Mr. Williams, correct?
No.
You're not living together?
No.
What the housing that you have, how do you provide for your housing?
I'm actually homeless.
Are you getting any type of VA benefits on his behalf, medical or anything?
No, I have care leave.
Okay. How would he be able to help you if he was able to stay out of prison?
What was the question again?
How will he be able to help you if he stays out of prison?
Well, with the other cases, I was trying to get them to get it dismissed because I need a care provider, and he's the only one that's able to do that for me. My mom worked full time, and my sister, she just can't.
So you've got a assault case against him right now?
Yes, I do.
And you've asked the DA to dismiss that case?
Yes, I've asked the DA, I've asked the judge, I've asked everybody, try and get it dismissed, or at least down to a no harmful contact. I need to be around my husband. I need to be able to be inside somewhere. I need to be home with my husband.
Abigail, I need you to send me the cause numbers for the pending family violence cases.
I have no further questions, Judge.
State,
I'm totally good on the 30th for sure in the morning, but.
State.
Setting, I don't know if that'll see what you said.
Sorry, Judge, I didn't hear. Judge, first off, would you like the cause numbers, Judge?
yes.
Got 654 778.
Is it, did you say 654?
No.
Yes, Judge.
Uh-huh.
The coordinator in the 399th, Gabriella White, sent me an email.
I wanted to verify his community policies. What's the other one, Travis?
And then 637 385
What court?
7.
Okay. State, do you have any questions of this witness?
Yes, Judge. Miss, let's see, is it Miss Williams? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, my name is Travis Rodriguez. I'm a prosecutor with this Bear County District Attorney's Office. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I don't want to get into the specifics of your cases. Just a few questions. If you can't hear me, just let me know. Okay? Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. So you're aware there are 2 open cases, family violence cases, involving incidents with you and your husband, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And on both of those occasions, those are 2 separate occasions. On both of those occasions, police had to come out to your residence, correct?
Yes.
And throughout the pendency of those charges, you have called our office before, correct?
Yes.
And our office has reached out and spoken with you, correct?
Yes.
And so it's fair to say that there's been ongoing communication between you and our office, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's really all that I want to get into right now. Your Honor, no further questions. Pass the witness.
Any other witnesses you want to call, Mr. Moritz?
No, Your Honor.
Argument?
Judge, I wanted to bring it up about the brain cancer and that, and he has been honorably discharged. He is a VA veteran. Services are out there to help if possible.
Mr. Moritz,
The-
you're fading. You're
Okay,
fading, and I did hear the part about the honorably discharged from the military. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
yes, Judge. He was in there for 4 years and was honorably discharged. Currently, he wanted to address you in regards to if you would allow probation. These cases are pending, and we're going to hopefully take care of them. It's not until January that they're set for trial. He 1 minute, Judge. He wanted to address you in the court and talk to you a little bit about his past. He understands the seriousness. In regards to this particular offense, it was one of the calls that was made to the house. They did not arrest him on domestic violence on that call. She did not want to press charges. And when they arrested him or put him in custody, detained him, they asked him if he had any weapons inside the house. He disclosed to them that there was a 22 Derringer up in one of the rooms in the house and told them where to get it. He didn't use it in any way or threaten anybody with it. He knows it's against the law to have a weapon. It hadn't been 5 years since he had been discharged from custody, so it did posed a problem, and that's what he's charged with now. So there was no use of the gun or anything in that regards, Judge. And that's, I think he wanted to address you.
Okay, Mr. Williams, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it that you want me to know, sir?
At that time, before I obtained the weapon, we were homeless. And there was a guy out there, and he had asked me, say, Cooper, you think you can hold on this for me, man? Because I don't know if I don't want to lose it or get it stolen or anything. And he says, you seem like a pretty stable guy, because I carry a backpack and I carry everything from Band-Aids to foot powder, whatever, was needed out there in the street. And I told him I would. And then, eventually I was going to the VA and they got me some housing. Okay. I moved into my apartment and I had the weapon and I was, occasionally I go back downtown and look for the guy. And then I find out that he passed away from cirrhosis of the liver from hepatitis C. And I just had it in my possession. And when the officer asked me, hey, do you have any firearms? And it's clearly my fault. I really just wasn't thinking. That was a speed bump. That was a heavy speed bump out here right there. And I told him, yes, sir, I do have a firearm up in there. And, he said, well, can you locate it for us? I told him exactly where it was. The weapon was disengaged. It wasn't loaded. It was broken in two, and I had it in an old Crown Royal sack. And, that's about the extent of it, Your Honor. I'm already 60 years old. I'll be turning 61 next year. And I was just getting my life back on track, and this is a heavy downfall for me. And I just trying to just live out the rest of the little left I have of my life. And this is not the way to do it. And I realized that, I ain't gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm this and I'm that. I'm really not no bad person, Your Honor. And for the crimes that I've committed, I've paid my dues to society. And I just, my parents, they're still alive for the time being. They're in their 80s. And, I just want to just do right, that's all. Just, I throw myself at your mercy. And I ask you to let me please have another opportunity to go on with my life and be productive, try to be somehow a little bit of a pillar in my community, Your Honor. I give testimonies out to people that do bad things, and I know they do bad things. And it's one thing I tell them, man, it's a higher power, man. And it took me a while. And, when I started getting in trouble, it was in my 30s, and it's like, sometimes I say, why didn't I get in trouble in my early years, but I was doing good in my early years, and I just I fell into the wrong category with the wrong people. That's what really got me into trouble that I had been into. And, I don't hang around with them kind of people anymore. I just go home, I work and watch the Spurs and the Cowboys and eat pizza and drink Coca-Colas. And that's really about smoke my cigarettes. That's all I have time to do, because my life right now ain't guaranteed to be living tomorrow. And I have to try to live each and every day as it comes, because there ain't nothing planned out for me, for nobody. So.
Okay, Mr. Williams, let me see if the state has any questions for you. I doubt it, because the Spurs are his favorite team, but go ahead, Mr. Rodriguez.
Judge, you have the evidence before you that's been stipulated. We're going to rely on that by way of the exhibits as well as the PSI. So for those reasons, state has no questions for this witness.
Okay. Argument, state.
Yes, again, Judge, you have the evidence that's been stipulated. It's uncontroverted. The officer was called to the scene this particular day for a domestic disturbance, a call involving family violence. Officers arrived. Ms. Williams spoke with them. She had visible injuries to her chest. Her glasses were broken. She had reported that the defendant was drinking, had put hands on her inappropriately. Throughout their investigation, they did find the firearm that was discovered in his house. As the court is aware, by way of the PSI, as well as the prior judgment that was admitted into evidence, it's been within 5 years of his discharge. When he did a 10-year bit for an aggravated robbery. So despite the representations made today about humility, about passivity, Spurs and Cowboys, etc., I caution and I like to express to the court that this is a man that has a violent past, is capable of violence by way of his record. Further, in PSI, you could see that he demonizes the possession of a Derringer because it's I think he said pea shooter. A firearm is a firearm, and put in the wrong hands is capable of some very serious damage. As well, there's still 2 cases pending in court in County Court 7. The state certainly has good reason to believe that this person is capable of violence. He's got a history to support that. So for all of those reasons, the state stands by its recommendation. We are opposed to granting this person any sort of community supervision. We think that the best and safest place that he be supervised be in the Texas Department of Corrections. That we conclude, we pass the argument over to defense.
Anything else, Mr. Moritz? Jay? Did we lose Jay? Okay, Abigail, let's
Let me
find
call
out
you.
Jay Moritz's.
Judge, he's logging on his phone. They lost internet connection.
Abigail, I can go to the breakout with Mr. De Leon so I can get that certificate
Yes, go
signed.
back to 11, please.
Thank you.
He lost internet connection. There he is. He's coming back on. They took him to the back. As soon as we finish the, we'll bring him back in. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Hang on, Jay.
Okay, connection.
Mr. Moritz, did you have anything else you wanted to add on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Our whole office went down for a few minutes there, so it shut off. So I apologize.
Okay, I'm ready to proceed then. Mr. Williams,
Yes, ma'am.
I really do hope you learned your lesson from this whole experience.
Yes, ma'am.
I am not in a position where I'm going to send you to prison today. I do believe you have a good structure right now that you can be successful at.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you don't, or if you decide that your drinking is going to beat up more women, then you and I will see each other again. Nope, you're done
No, it
talking.
won't.
You're done talking.
Oh,
You're done talking. If you lay a hand on another woman while you're drinking, I can tell you, your sentence is 5 years to do. You understand?
yes, ma'am.
I do find the evidence is sufficient to substantiate your guilt. I will find you guilty of the offense of felon in possession of a firearm. I will assess punishment at 5 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. That is suspended. You are placed on probation for 5 years. There is a $750 fine. You're going to do supportive outpatient treatment just to make sure you don't start that drinking again, because that's what got you in trouble this time. I am certain if you had been sober, you wouldn't have hit your wife. Community service hours, 150 through Bear County Gives Back. Now, just to be real clear, state and defense, this is a true third. There was no enhancements that he pled to, correct? And none were alleged in the indictment.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. This is a plea bargain case. I did follow your plea bargain agreement. You do not have a right to appeal. I want you to have a seat in the front row so that probation will give you your conditions to sign. We're going to go off the record with that.
Thank you, Judge. May I
You're
be
welcome.
excused?
Yes, thank you, Jay.
Sorry for the delay, Judge.
Thank you. It's okay. Don't worry. I need to take care of some business in the courtroom, so let me know when something is ready.